Welcome to the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree with Vikings legend and Bud Grant appointed toughest player he ever saw play the game, Chuck Foreman, the superstar Mike Morris, Fox 9's Jim Rich. I'm Bob Sansevere. Also back from, well, you've been back a few weeks, right?
Yeah, you've been missing.
You got some heck of a tan.
That's my cousin.
That's right.
My cousin John.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He'll fit right in.
Yeah, my cousin.
Excellent in Mexico. Tyler Ganz. This show brought to you by TWS Remodeling. Also, Tradehome Shoes, the very own. Introduce yourself.
Mr. Mark Jacobson.
We will go by Mr. Mark. Is that your first name?
Heavy on the mister.
Yeah, it has to have the Mister in there, of course.
Yeah. Well, Mark has great shoes. And I think if you work the deal with Tyler, where all of his workmen have to wear Tradehome shoes yet?
100%.
All right. Good deal.
I'll take it.
You're kind of subdued.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, you spend a little time in Mexico, you come back, the pace of life.
Laid back,
The way you spend your time in Mexico, I can understand that.
He's still tired. He had to,
Chill out a little bit.
come back to like recharge.
It's like Solani. You gotta get going.
Yeah.
Chuck, I'm going to start with you. And the Vikings draft. Did you like it?
Well, I guess I did. I guess I know it was. I think it was influenced by Brian Flores though, because of the defense. You know, you got the big guy from Florida. You got a couple of defensive players, and I think they picked him for certain things that they do well. I'm not saying like I think that guy's gonna take a lot of space.
You talking about Big Citrus, or you talking about Caleb?
Okay, the number one.
Caleb Banks?
Yeah.
He's a foot away from being a terrific player, it feels like. Now, both of you have played it. This is a metatarsal. I mean, did either one of you ever play with a broken toe? Mike, you? Did you?
I know I couldn't have.
Oh, come on. You would if you're the toughest player to play the game.
Yeah, but they would have shot it up.
Unbeatable. How about Mike?
Yeah, I played with broken toes. I had sinus tarsus also. So I had to have it shot up inside my ankle joint to keep from, like really messing up and not playing well and trying to snap while your foot hurts like that. It's pretty hard to do. But
did it re-injure though?
no, it did not. But what he's got is something that they feel they can correct with Dr. Coetzee here. One of the greatest foot specialists in the world.
That's what Rob Brzezinski said.
Yeah, he's one of the best. And my daughter actually saw him for
Oh.
some foot issues that she had, and he's unbelievable. He's fantastic. So, but that being said, he's a number one draft choice, and hoping that a doctor can take care of a foot. I mean, 6'6", 330 is not easy to put on the ground again, and then start doing all the stuff that he's going to be asked to do. He's a player. He's a legit player, and he's certainly got the size for it. But that's going to make it difficult to come back from a bad foot.
But I hear he's got to get down to 325. So that.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, just a biscuit away then.
Now, Jim, what about you? Have you ever had to play hurt like that with a broken foot, given the news or the sports?
No, I put my foot in my mouth a lot. I have done that a few times on television, but no, I've not played through it.
If he turns out, this could be with him, and I love the nickname, Big Citrus. His last name is Orange, Dominique Orange. This could be the next version of the Williams Wall if these two guys can play.
Well, we'll see.
Pat and Kevin Williams, and then of course it was Jerry Ball before Pat Williams, right? Or did I get that?
Yeah,
I think that was the order.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
Jerry Ball.
You play with him?
No, yeah, I play with Jerry.
Did you play with both of them, Pat and Jerry?
I did not play with the Williams Wall.
Okay.
But I did play with Jerry. And that was a character, just to say the very least. And he ended up actually handcuffing me to one of the posts down in the locker room. So
Whoa.
Not many people can do that.
No, I know. Well, yeah, everybody, the D line, after I put all their clothes in the tank in Freddie's hydro, whatever he did to like in the train.
His hydroponic.
I dumped all their clothes, watches, and everything in that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So I paid for it big time. So I was standing there in the Leonard Park locker room with my hands cupped around the beam of the post for about an hour and a half. So they just left me there and laughed at me. So it was.
Did somebody cut you out, or did you wiggle your way out?
They had to get the key. They had to get the key, and it was in Jerry's pocket. So.
Oh, this was actually, it was handcuffs. Oh,
Yeah.
so
Randall McDaniel's handcuffs. And she,
you were not the Harry Houdini of the
no.
Vikings.
So John Randall helped. We had remember Stalin Culinet? Remember him? Yeah, it was him and the whole bunch. So I had it coming. But
I remember when they first got him. Who names their kid after Joseph Stalin?
it slipped my mind when we had our first son. It did not really even occur to me.
How about that wide receiver they drafted a few years ago, Hitler Jones?
God, really?
Oh, he was being good.
Where was it?
No, I digress there.
Oh, Mark, you need to know that this guy would go around and tape people to goalposts. And so this is why this story may not make
Okay,
sense.
Tell Mark and Tyler if they haven't heard what he did to you.
Well, no, mine is weak compared to
Oh, but it's
what
significant.
did it. Oh, yeah. So he was being kind and coming on Fox 9, but wasn't seeing the significant income for making an appearance. So he decided that, you know what? I'm going to take you to my bank. And so he dragged me off the set by my tie, through the newsroom, out the door to the snowbank. And he did the WWE launch of me into the snowbank. And with full suit on and everything.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, everything.
What year? What year was this?
God, I don't know. It still exists. It's out there. It is out there.
All on tape.
And yes. And then I was laying in the snow, hoping he wasn't going to pile drive me farther into the snowbank, when he went and got a shovel and picked up gravel, rock, whatever, and put it on top of my head and patted it down. It was very nice of you.
Oh, I'm glad you took it. Well, I mean, it was just a joke. It was a joke the whole time. You thought it was funny, right?
Oh,
yeah. Sure.
What do you
I'm
consider?
sorry, I can't hear you anymore.
Does that even make your top 10?
No.
What was number
I
one?
was not injured.
Well, there's quite a few of them that it took a little doing. I poured buckets of water underneath Kirk Loudermilk's truck tires. He was like 20 below it. So I threw it on his driveway before he even came out in the morning. I was over there at like 5 in the morning. I dumped it all. And Bramble and I were watching when he put the thing in gear to come back down his driveway, and he backed into his mailbox and broke it. So stuff like that. It was just always something going on like that.
Well, did you hop out and tell him, oh, sorry, it was us?
No, we went back to the locker room and waited for him to come in and just played it cool, you know. And then he said, "You wouldn't believe what happened." He just went into it. He was like he was a hothead, to say the very least.
Okay, he was a state wrestling champion as a heavyweight.
Yeah.
So I could mess with a tough guy.
He was a tough guy. But Bramble and I both fessed up to it, I guess you could say. He thought it was funny, but then you knew he was going to get you back. And I forgot what he did, but he did get us back both. And so it always, look, if you get someone in the locker room like that, especially an offensive lineman, you can count on them getting you back worse. So it's going to happen.
Or could anyone have influenced Randall McDaniel the way you did? Because he was he was pretty much a straight up guy, and this is not like him.
He was terrible. He was terrible. He had you guys all fooled. He was terrible. He was a prankster beyond belief. In fact, I'm surprised you didn't run into his little thing that he would have for all the beat writers in that tiny little room back by the door.
Oh, yeah, I
You
remember.
carry the locker room.
Yep.
He would throw stink bombs in there and just shut the door and watch.
Well, thankfully, I didn't stick around for those. I wasn't there then. I was a columnist then.
Yeah, by that time.
Oh, that's
he
funny.
was always pulling stuff, putting itching powder in someone's pants. He did all of that stuff. I learned from him, I think. He was terrible.
Did you guys, because when I was in high school, what they always went to the atomic bomb. Is that something that you guys had in the locker room? We had plenty of guys winding up with that in their jock.
Well, I did that to Nick Lowry in Kansas City. Mike Bell and I did that to Nick Lowry, the kicker. And he had some issues before he went out on the field.
You could just trouble me.
I was just hell on wheels. I had too much time. I was just long snapping. So I figured all the time in the world, no meetings really to speak of. So how can I get in trouble or close to it? So Nick had pulled some stunts on us and got a penalty because he was running back to the other end of the field to get warmed up when we were lined up over the ball ready to snap it. And he got a penalty for that, and the shot Niver lost his mind. So the next game, I put Tiger Balm in his jog. So
Before the game?
yeah.
Oh,
Is that when he lost his job because he missed every kick?
He kicked pretty well. But there's a lot of stories. Trust me, it was bad, really bad, and I should have done it. I should. Looking back on it now, I shouldn't have done it. But
Yeah, but you are looking back on it now, but there was no way you weren't gonna do it.
that happened. It happened anyway.
Yeah. All right, you know what we need to do is we could take a quick break, but I just want to get your thoughts on all. I mean, and we'll get Mark and Tyler in here about the draft, their favorite pick, and I do think there's a late round pick who's going to wind up becoming a star on this team. And we'll get back and we'll take that break and we'll come back and talk about that. The Jim Bob Sports Jamboree will be right back.
Hey, it's Derek with family-owned TWS Remodeling. How does 25% off your next remodeling project sound? Well, right now at TWS, everything is 25% off. That's 25% off all bathrooms, kitchens, windows, siding, roofing, decks, and doors. And there's more. For a limited time only, put nothing down and pay no interest for 36 months. That's no down payment, no interest for 36 months, and a whopping 25% off your entire project. Call TWS Remodeling today.
We are back with more of the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree with Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, the superstar Mike Morris, Jim Rich from Fox 9, Mark Jacobson from Tradehome Shoes. How many outlets you guys got?
About 140 stores across the country.
I don't see anyone in Buffalo. Let's get one in Buffalo.
Getting close.
I'm telling you, you bring a bunch of shoes for the Buffalo Rodeo, you'll be sold out the first night. June 25th, 26th, 27th. Tyler Ganz
Main sponsor.
from TWS Remodeling. This show brought to you by TWS Remodeling. And so you guys, are you still getting calls from people from that company that went defunct?
Yeah, I just looked last week of our total sales. 29,000 of it was from the company we will not name.
But you are giving 50% off to those
They
people.
got 50% off. Yeah,
That's really
so
good.
that's it's still going on. Customers are still trickling in. It's been a great thing for us. We're humbled that we can help.
Good for you.
Yeah. Again, all those jobs, all the distributors behind it, all the labor behind those jobs, they're all giving a discount as well. It's not just TWS. It really took a community to get that stuff done. So this month, May, our specials are free installation, 0 down payment, 0 monthly payment, 0 interest for 12 months. Take advantage of this. It's not a ploy. You know, if we were, well, how do you do Z's? How are you going to pay your guys? No, we just cover it for you. Like, they're still going to get paid, right? We're just returning that discount, onto you. The last couple of days of the 25% off and the 24-month no, that's over now in April. Who controls this? These financing offers, like the 12-month, no payments, no interest. It's the finance company. It's not like I'm sitting behind my desk, like, Ebenezer Scrooge, like, what am I going to do this month? That's not how it works. Like, the finance companies tell me what I can offer. I give you guys the best deal I can possibly give. Check us out, twsremodeling.com. Sign up. We're doing decks, windows, bathrooms, kitchens, roofs, siding. Come check us out.
all right.
Yep.
There's one thing you should know about Tradehome Shoes. Special Olympics is coming here this summer. The games are going to be here. 3,000 athletes, right, Mark? And you guys are going to step up. This is so cool what they're doing.
Yeah, Tradehome, we got the luxury of we're going to be one of the official sponsors for the Special Olympics this year.
Right.
And 3,000 athletes are coming in. We're going to be able to scan their feet, fit them up with inserts, shoes, socks, the whole works, and be able to give them that personalized experience for each one of the athletes.
Good for you guys.
And it's part of our way of trying to give back through our Trade at Home, Give at Home program that's grown over the course.
That's a great thing you're doing.
But best part, you could jump in.
Wait, there's more.
There's more. As customers, you can help out and you get a great pair of shoes for yourself. And what else happens?
So they come into our stores. We have a Special Olympics package, and they can purchase the shoes, the socks, and if they purchase the shoes, it automatically donates a pair of shoes to the athlete. If they buy a pair of those inserts, it donates a pack. So every single one is 1 for 1. So at any of our locations, you go in and you purchase any of those Special Olympics products, you will be directly helping out a Special Olympics athlete and sponsoring.
Well, the good thing is you'll get more if you only get like 2,999 people buying shoes or inserts. One kid's left out in the cold.
I think we'll
I got a feeling you're going way over $3,000.
Yeah.
And by the way, Tyler, for people who grew up on the East Coast, back in the 70s or 80s, you could be Crazy Eddie if you went a little faster. That was that good. That guy was crazy.
Hey, well, how long does it take from scanning your foot to getting the insult to getting this perfect shoe? Like, what's that process look like?
You know, at the store level, it usually probably takes, it depends on how many styles they try on, but to get scanned in any one of our stores, it takes approximately 5 minutes. You get a 3D scan and it shows your pressure points of your foot, your length, your width. You get it emailed to you, so you don't even have to purchase any shoes. Then there's inserts that you can get that are specifically designed for that foot type. And then it's a matter of figuring out, based upon your foot type, we have experts in each and every one of our stores that will give you a variety of options based upon your foot type of what shoes are going to work out best for you. And then it's a matter of trying them on and seeing what ultimately feels the best for each and every customer.
And
Yeah.
it takes 5 minutes normally, but for his size 20s, it'll probably take 10.
Well, actually,
What are you, by the way? Because you're not a.
Well, I was thinking, God, you were talking about your snuffleupagus disease in your foot that you had. I was like, yeah, what are the tears?
Snuffleupagus.
What did you nasal? or something?
Are you like a 15, 16?
I'm a 13. I'm a
That's it?
13. Yeah, yeah.
see, he's okay. When you get into the 18s, then it's a little easier because there's only one choice.
How does a guy that 6'7", 6'8",
Yeah.
how do you have dainty feet? For a guy that size, those are tiny feet.
I played point guard.
They're
I played-
feet.
Bob and B.
For somebody 6'8", it's not.
You were 13, you said?
I was 13, yeah, but I was fast. I was quick. I played point guard in college. So
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I mean, Jim Kleinshauser had a size 17 tight end.
Said he used to be a monster.
Well, I'm a 13.
My God.
You're 13 as well, but you're 6'4", right?
2.5, 3, 6'3".
What are you, Mike?
Anyway,
14.
Okay. Because I'm like an 11, but I like it. I mean, maybe I'm legitimately a 10.5 or 10, but I like the little roominess. What are you, Jim?
I've got a wide foot.
I do too.
Yeah.
Wide and flat. How about you?
Let's get to the draft.
No, I want to know. No, care your foot. He's a size 7.
Yeah, though, they got pea break.
I'm a 6. All right. No, wait, whoa. Okay, next segment, we got to talk about.
I'm an 11.
We got to talk about Dodge at Burnsville, where my son will be going soon because he's got to get some warranty work. Let's do that in the next segment. We'll give that plenty of time.
We got time for that because we want to know, as a fan, you guys are the voice of the fan. What do you walk away from? Were you as panicked when we took a broken foot dude, #1 overall, and then traded Jonathan Grenard later in the draft? Were you happy, depressed? Like, where are we going?
I didn't like the direction that the previous leadership ever went with the draft. And I think this was definitely questionable, maybe top to bottom, but I like the risks that they're trying to take here. I love that pick. I mean, come on, it's a toe. I think the guy can get over that. We have the best orthopedic surgeons right there back door. I mean, I love it. I think it's ballsy.
TCO Performance Center.
Yeah, right? Like, come on. I mean, if anybody can fix them, it's us. So I got to say, I did like that pick. The rest of the draft, I'm not so sure about.
I mean, that guy is real deal. I mean, I've been told by a lot of people, Sheldon Burns, all the different doctors that I've had before in the past and Chuck has had in the past. I mean, he said Coatsy is the best foot specialist in the world, and he'll take care of it. I mean, if the guy said he could do it, he could do it. And then my daughter went to him, and I can stand by that. He did a great job with her.
Trust your team, right? I mean, trust your team.
Yeah, I was a little surprised with the way that they went. I thought Brzezinski was probably going to play it a little more safe, and it's first time rolling the dice, and he's going to go with the let's hit singles and doubles, and it seemed like it was wanting to go for the home runs now, and it also shows you how much trust they have in Flores. I think it seemed like Flores had a lot of decision making in that room. They went for players that had high upside. They had different things that caused them to fall. But if you take a look at it, they took some big swings and risks. If these things don't work out, if you take a look at every single mock draft or things, they drafted them before they were supposed to go. And most people didn't have them on the board.
Okay, mock draft.
If it works out, you look like a genius. If it doesn't work out, then everybody's going to ridicule you for that. So it's just a matter of, is Flores right? And did they make the right decisions on being able to pull it? Ultimately, I have to trust him. He knows a lot more about football than I do. And
let me just say about mock drafts. Mel Kiper, for 50 years, has spent time in his mother's basement. Now I think he has his own. He's grading. I had him at 62, and he went at 18. These guys they don't know a fraction of what these teams know, and they talk to people on teams who tell them lies. They're not telling them what they're thinking.
I had a connection when I was trying to help pick the first round draft choice for the Vikings for years on the radio, and his name was Rich Gosling, and he was with the Dallas Morning News, and he's really, really knowledgeable about the guys coming out. And he said, Mike, there's only probably 13 to 15 guys that are going to make an actual difference in their trade, like impact players. And after that, it's kind of rolling the dice. That's what he told me back then, and I still believe him to this very day. He's in the Hall of Fame for journalism or whatever, but
he's a good guy and a good rap.
Whatever. Yeah. It wasn't long snapping.
Yeah, it wasn't long stuff.
He's also the guy. Give him a call because he's a guy that's very influential on the senior committee for the Hall of Fame. He's got to get Chuck in. Now the guy, and I've talked about this, and you talked also about it too, because you had a lot of friends in the front office of the Vikings. Frank Gilliam, a month or two out, he was dead honest. He never lied. He told you exactly what he thought, and you could take it to the bank.
I got 12 guys. I got 12 number one draft choices correct out of the 12 years I was on the air. They asked me to do the Viking choice every year, and I got it right. And it was only because I had John Gilliam and Frank Gilliam, not John, and Paul Wiggin and Jerry Reichow, and I had people around the league like Jack Del Rio at the time, Tony Dungy, some of those guys.
Pretty good guys.
I mean, I had a good crew, so I was able to narrow it down.
So that's a really good group to have. Now, I mentioned in the last segment, I want to know all of you guys. I think the guy that, well, first of all, it's not him, but Max Bredesen is going to come in as a starter at fullback, no question. But this Demond Claiborne, that they get in the 5th round, he's got 4.36, 4.37 speed.
6th rounder.
6th round, thank you. But when you see his video highlights, it's like watching a video game, or like almost like the way he pings and pangs off of players. He's got some speed. Now, Chuck, you know much more about running backs than any of us do. Have you seen much video of this kid, how good he is?
No, I haven't seen much of him at all. But the one thing about a running back, I mean, as far as running goes, either you can or you can't. If you see him run, okay, and he's performing, then you know he can do it. But then you got a lot of running backs. When you get those guys that hesitate at the line and things like that, no, I wouldn't take a guy like that.
Let me just say, I saw a spin move or two in his highlight reel.
Okay.
And he also has good change of direction fast. And
right.
when he gets ahead of you, you're not catching him.
Oh, that's good quality.
And I think he's supposed to have some good hands. If he has good hands, he could do what Aaron Rodgers is supposed to do if Rodgers gets hurt.
Right. Because there's been some times when I was playing, we drafted guys that were supposed to be running backs. I don't know. They just didn't impress me at all. I was questioning why they drafted.
Take a running back, Chuck, and you get them banged up for the first 2 or 3 weeks. They're not the same guys unless they're real deal.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You tell. Are they going to come once they get that big hit? After they get that big hit? Because it's a big leap from college to the pros. Believe me when I tell you. Because I can remember the first game I played up here. And after the game, I mean, the next day I came to practice and Bud said, well, how you feeling? He must have been asking me that because he knew that I was going. I'm like, I'm feeling pretty sore all over. He said, yep, welcome to the NFL. It's a whole different deal. You agree, Mike? That when they bring it to you, in college, they bring it, but not like that. Those guys, like, it hurts a little bit.
You spend all the time that I used to have to in the weight room and blah, blah, blah. And I can only long snap. But anyway, you know what? When you get into some guys and hit them and they don't budge at all, they don't itch. And you wonder why you're spending so much time in the weight room. It's like, this guy doesn't budge. I mean, Ray Lewis was one of those. I crossed over with him before I was done. And the the first guy I ever lined up against in a regular season game. It was a defense stay, 4th and 1. We're in no man's land, but we don't want to kick a field goal, so it's going to be a punt. And Tom Landry of the Cowboys keeps his defense in the game. So when I break the huddle and I come out to the football, it's Randy White over the ball. Randy White.
Oh my God.
I mean, they called him Manster because it's half man, half monster. It was the joke. I mean, the guy benched 450 for 10. And I'm like, I'll be damned. I mean, I'm going to have to, my first freaking real play for money, I'm going to have to go against this guy. Defense, it would be defense stay. Like, just my luck.
Oh, that's terrific.
So anyway.
So, Randy, how are you today? How's the family?
Yeah. And between peeing myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. I'm still on the peeing myself.
Yeah.
Take a quick break. The Jim Bob Sports Jamboree will be right back.
Hey, it's Derek with family-owned TWS Remodeling. How does 25% off your next remodeling project sound? Well, right now at TWS, everything is 25% off. That's 25% off all bathrooms, kitchens, windows, siding, roofing, decks, and doors. And there's more. For a limited time only, put nothing down and pay no interest for 36 months. That's no down payment, no interest for 36 months, and a whopping 25% off your entire project. Call TWS Remodeling today.
We are back with more of the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, the superstar Mike Morris, Mark Jacobson from Tradehome Shoes. Great thing you're doing with those Special Olympics kids. And Tyler Ganz from TWS Remodeling, brought to you by TWS Remodeling. And Mike, when you say brought to, if you want to be brought somewhere, who do you go to bring you?
Well,
where do you go?
There's only one way to get brought or to be brought. And that'd be from that DOB place down in Dodge of Burnsville, down in Burnsville. And it's off 35W Cliff Road. Great people. Been with them for a long, long time. Had cars, trucks, everything throughout the years since 1991 from them. And Mark Seva is the owner. His son, Adam, is going to be the owner someday soon. They also have a great Jeep dealership in Whitewater, Minnesota. So stop on over there and visit the new dealership over there in Whitewater. Great people, great service. Get over there and tell them the superstar Mike Morris sent you, and just avoid all the hassle that you would have with other dealerships. But if you're looking for a real like a Dodge Ram, they are the king of Ram for a reason. They've led in sales with Dodge Ram for easily a decade. So get over there.
My son went there and said that. Superstar Mike Morris sent me. And he, I helped him out because he was working with school. So I called because he has he thought, I don't know if this is a warranty thing. I called. I'm used to hearing, we don't cover the warranty. Yeah, absolutely. It's covered. Come on down.
Yeah.
So they do take care of you. And also, do you have the dates yet or the location of your friend's camp?
We don't have anything yet, but it's coming up soon. He's changing the facility and the place where the practice fields will be for the training, for the football camp and the clinics. His name is Kevin Tafe, big farmer operation up there in that area near Alexandria, but he's changing that and he will have it in place. He's going to give you some dates soon. And they've got he has a really nice event for the parents and for fans to come out and see the Viking players who help run the camp and coach the camp. So it's going to be all set and in place before too much longer. It allows the kids in the rural areas to be able to come in and sign up for a football clinic and not miss out completely by trying to get down to the cities to do it because all those camps are tied up. So thank you to Kevin Tafe for being a sponsor of the Starstruck podcast and the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree.
All right, now, the Wilfs on Wednesday of this week, they put out a press release. Oh, we're looking for our GM. We're going to do an exhaustive search. Check out the best people. They even hired some group to help them. Why are you not just giving the job to Bob Brzezinski? This due diligence on other people in the league should have been done already. They shouldn't just be starting it now after the draft. And Brzezinski has made it clear he wants the job. So you're risking letting him leave and go somewhere else if he's perturbed he didn't get it. I think they had a good draft, and Kevin O'Connell likes him. Flores must love him after this draft. He's the guy that's taking care of all the money for this team. I wouldn't even have a search. I would give it to him. Jim is itching to say I'm wrong.
Yes.
You see, I know.
Yes.
I'm believing loyalty.
That's fine. He's been here for 30 years. He hasn't been around the league. He hasn't been in other organizations.
Doesn't have to
you
be.
can't just do the Peter principle here, where you're raised to your highest level of incompetence. He is.
You're calling him incompetent?
No, I'm saying that's.
I'll come across this table.
I got this guy right next to me. Come on,
I got Tyson on the other side.
And Tyler's on my
Tyler.
side too, and Chuck is going to come with me too.
Right.
It's
But
5 against 1. So
agree.
go ahead, Bob.
I agreed. Get another guy.
What? Why?
Well, because I think bringing in new ideas and evaluations of talent.
Yeah, that's
is
what they did
always-
with Kwesi, bringing new ideas.
Well, they brought in. I didn't agree with him being here. And I was never a fan of him,
Well, you know who they may wind up bringing in? Because it's interesting.
Chuck Foreman.
That would be a good one.
man.
Today they put this announcement out yesterday. The guy who was the president of football operations for the Titans, who said when he stepped down, I want to do personnel. And he also was a guy, he did a lot of evaluating. He was a believer in some of the stuff Kwesi was. And he worked for the Packers, but he wants to get back to that. I'm wondering if maybe this is a guy that they want high on their list, but he needed to free himself of the Titans.
I just don't even know how they did it, right? Like, why did they do it the way, like, their announcements?
They could have hired a GM at the time.
Right, like, it's like on Facebook, you're like, ISO new tires, right? Like, come on, you guys should know who you want to pick. You should have 10 candidates. You should be interviewing them. I was like, what are you doing?
They gave him the most important thing, the draft for a GM.
Yeah.
And now they're going to say, well, we'll find somebody else. Maybe.
Well, I think it's two different jobs. So
What is?
you said the GM, right?
Yeah, well, they're in charge of the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Brzezinski, but he needs somebody else with some new ideas and can evaluate talent different.
Well, he could hire someone like that.
I'm interested to see what happens with the Alec Hallaby. He is the assistant GM for the Eagles and has spent 17 years
And
with
he left
them.
there, right?
He just left there, just stepped down in the last couple of days, and nobody knows why. But if you take a look at it, track record of being with the Eagles, their draft record being underneath Howie Roseman, the training that he's gotten over the course of the 17 years, to me, you take a look at
Okay,
that.
you know what? Howie Roseman, we've been hearing how great he is for years. He's the guy who passed on Justin Jefferson and took a guy. Is he out of football now? The wide receiver he took? Come on.
He's also
how
got
many
the
how many
quarterback
rings does he
position
got,
right,
Bob?
yeah.
How many rings has he got there?
Yeah, how many has
I think I got two.
And they also
the
got
last 4
Jonathan
years?
Bernard for 2/3.
Yeah, that one was.
Bob.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike.
And has gotten the quarterback position right a couple of times.
He has. Well, I think they'd rather not have it with.
Why don't we go with a guy that's in town still, who built the 1998 team here with the Vikings? Not that we won.
Jeff Diamond,
Jeff
your
Diamond,
guy,
who was with the Titans,
and he was the
got them to the Super Bowl.
an executive of the year, and then got fired.
Yes.
He lost the job after he was executive
Yes.
of the year.
And then he went to the Titans and put
Yes.
them in the Super Bowl.
He had the same role this guy had, president of football operations.
Correct.
The guy I mentioned that stepped down.
Hmm.
But I'm a Brzezinski guy, so
I like Rob.
that's the guy. That's the guy I'd be going with. All right. So, have any of your opinions gotten better? I don't think anyone has a bad opinion of Flores, but did your estimation of the coach go up after the draft? Or I actually feel a little better about it because I think he did not force offensive players on the early picks. And I don't have a problem with. I think it'll turn out to be a good draft. I feel they get more players out of this draft than they had out of any Kwesi's.
That's not saying much.
I didn't say it was saying much.
That was a shot.
Well,
That was a shot.
you can believe Brian had some input in this draft for sure.
Well, I think we'll get.
And I believe they believe in. I think they respect everything he brings to the table.
They could get up to half a dozen players out of this draft. Not all
could.
starters, maybe, but players.
I think he definitely had their ear, and I think that they definitely went the way that these two coaches, head coaches, O'Connell and Flores, who I consider one kind of, in this draft. I mean, and if you take a player at a position that you don't have on the staff, like Sam Darnold with the Jets, he didn't develop. He didn't
No.
come around until he had a quarterback coach and a head coach that understood quarterback play. Well, you've got a defensive coordinator now that understands defense inside and out. So whatever players he took might have been players that everyone would have passed on in the draft or much later in the draft. He knows he can do something with a certain player if he sees them on tape. So if he sees enough film, he knows he can put them in place and to allow them to make tackles and plays.
Now, we mentioned this Jake Golday earlier. He was the second-round pick. The reason I think he wanted him, I think he was a great pick because take a look around the league. Everything is people putting tight ends in the slot. Cornerbacks can't run with these guys or can't, they're too small. He was a defensive end with great speed. He's a guy that you could match up against a tight end who's in the slot. This guy can play anywhere in your front seven, and that's a big deal to have somebody like that.
I mean, anytime you have a personal mismatch, like a personnel mismatch and a physical mismatch is what you're talking about. I mean, not as fast as the cornerbacks or safeties. Some of these tight ends are as fast as the safeties, but they're big bodies and they can catch anything that's thrown to them, and they'll take a hit, not a problem. But so that anytime you find a physical mismatch like that, you're going to pick on whoever's out there until they prove they can cover someone like that. But big tight end, a good athlete at tight end can kill a defensive squad.
Well, I am looking forward to seeing which of these guys come out of it, and I think that they're going to have a bigger number than we've seen over the past, certainly over the Kwesi years.
All right, Tyler, who do you like out of this? Is there a guy that jumps off the page that they picked that you're like, I think that is a decent pick? Have you drilled down on this as much?
So I haven't drilled down on it. I like that was our last pick was a center, right? Is that right? Yeah. So, I mean, trying to get more leadership on that offensive line. We talked about that a lot last year. So, when you're a center, you kind of are leading the O-line, right? Like, that's your job. So if we're seeing that and bring another leader onto that team, obviously a rookie, you have to sit and put your dues in for a few years, but planning for the future, getting a good, solid character player there, I thought that was kind of cool.
Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as same thing with I think Flores has a brilliant mind. And I think the way that you look at Daniil Hunter a number of years ago, he didn't have any sacks and didn't do great when he was in college. If you drafted him because of his sacks, you drafted him because of his potential and what he had. Same thing I think happened here. I think Flores has some really interesting ideas on his perfect defense that he wants to put together. And he wanted certain traits, and they went after those traits in this draft.
And then Chuck, wait, I got to go to Chuck's.
Okay.
Jacoby Thomas, Miami, linebacker.
Yeah.
Safety.
Or safety.
Safety, yeah. Hey, he can play, no doubt about it. I thought that was a good choice. And, hey, he's coming out of a great program.
He is. Program that you have put on the map.
Hey, yeah, well, I don't know about that, but I know the people that they have in place now, because I just got back we had the spring game and all that. All those guys are down there, by the way. He's got that character, and not only that, he has that. How can I put it? He's going to come to play. Let's put it like that.
All right.
Smart guy, too.
And in the next segment, who's going to come to play? Hunter, our producer, with Hunter's headlines in the next segment. We're going to take a quick break. The Jim Bob Sports Jam will be right back with Hunter's headlines.
Hey, it's Derek with family-owned TWS Remodeling. How does 25% off your next remodeling project sound? Well, right now at TWS, everything is 25% off. That's 25% off all bathrooms, kitchens, windows, siding, roofing, decks, and doors. And there's more. For a limited time only, put nothing down and pay no interest for 36 months. That's no down payment, no interest for 36 months, and a whopping 25% off your entire project. Call TWS Remodeling today.
Welcome back to the Jim Bob Sports Jamboree. My name is Hunter. You might recognize me. I'm usually behind the producer's chair, behind the scenes in the show, but a new thing we're trying. I'm going to take some takes and bring them to you. So we've kind of experimented with this in the past a little bit. We've done a few segments, Hunter's headlines. Not totally sure what direction we're going to go with this, but we're going to try something new. I'm going to give you guys some new content to work with. We're going to expand a little bit. Obviously, working with the great Chuck Foreman and great Mike Morris, we're a pretty Vikings-heavy show. But just to switch things up a little bit and give you a little more inside scoop into Minnesota sports, here I am, Hunter, taking over this segment. And we're going to talk a little Minnesota Twins. So we're officially a month into the baseball season. And to be honest, guys, it's going about what you would expect for the Minnesota Twins. The hometown nine here in Minneapolis are currently a few games under 500, and chances are by the time you're listening to this, that hasn't changed too much. Now, coming into this season, we were riding a low. It was a tough 2025 season coming off of a big trade deadline where a lot of the key players that made their mark here in Minnesota were shipped off across the Major League Baseball landscape. Now, coming into this year, we still had a few pieces in place, mainstays like Byron Buxton, Joe Ryan, household names. And let's face it, they're still here. We don't know how long they're going to be here for. So coming into this season, I feel like a lot of expectations were tied into this young core of Twins players. There's a lot of different guys on this team who are in an opportunity now to make a name for themselves. Guys who have maybe been given an opportunity in years past and haven't flourished, or just kind of by happenstance, found themselves in a pivotal part in this roster. Now, I'm talking about guys that make up what the core, if you can call it a core at this point, of this team is. So, already mentioned Buxton, already mentioned Ryan. Those are mainstays. There's a few guys, younger guys, who have basically been trying to prove themselves in these last couple years, and it's been an up and down roller coaster. Namely, guys like Royce Lewis, Brooks Lee, last year's phenom Luke Keeschel. All of these guys are a part of a roster and get significant playing time, but we haven't exactly seen them flourish. Now, let's dive into them a little bit. So we're going to get things started off with Royce Lewis. Everybody knows him. He was the number 1 pick in 2017, one of the most hyped players that this organization has had since Buxton and Sano, really. He was kind of labeled as the new savior of this team, the new franchise player, a guy the guys can rally around, and boy, did he ever make that appearance known in 2022 when he made his debut and hit a grand slam for his first career home run, or in 2023 when he recovered from some injuries, which, of course, if you may remember, he was playing center field in 2022, not a position he was touted to play, really. And I think if Rocco could go back, he probably wouldn't have played him out in center field that day. Tears his ACL, comes back in 2023, has a monster year when he's on the field. Royce is a dynamic player. He has power. He is an okay fielding third baseman, but ultimately, most of his value is going to come from his bat. We saw that in 2023 in the playoffs. He hit multiple home runs in that crucial series to finally break the curse against Toronto. 2024 started off hot for Royce, and then he kind of fell off a cliff. And folks, he's been trying to climb that cliff ever since. Royce has struggled, and that's honestly putting it lightly. We're a month into the season. He only has a couple home runs. He really has not contributed much. He's already missed time. And I think a lot of the fan base is kind of getting to a point where we wonder if this is just kind of Royce Lewis at this point. He has had this interesting up and down career, much like a lot of previous Twins prospects, and we're just really not seeing it all come together. So I think Royce Lewis is a guy to keep your eye on. Obviously, the potential is still there. He's still only 27 years old. So coming into the prime years of his career. So there's still reason to be optimistic. But I think myself and Twins fans across the board are starting to kind of realize that maybe this guy isn't going to be the superstar that he was once panned out to be. I mean, we kind of see that, right, in Derek Shelton's managerial decisions. He's batting 8th in the lineup. This is a guy who, in theory, should be the anchor of your lineup, and you're just not getting that from Royce. So I think, generally speaking, we are kind of down on Royce, hoping for him to come back up and prove that he can be that player that he was in 2023 and 2024, because it's still in there. He's got the heart of a champion. Obviously, he's had many ups and downs, but I believe that he can kind of put it together. And let's be real, if the Twins are going to make any sort of run this season and make things interesting, he's going to need to be a focal point. Another guy that has kind of a similar story, came up, was decently hot and, proved his worth in some assets of the game, Matt Wallner. Matt Wallner is basically the closest thing that we have to Paul Bunyan in Major League Baseball, a towering left-handed power hitter who seemingly was made for target field. He plays a decent right field. He has a strong arm. We've seen that. He was a pitcher in high school, and I believe he pitched some at Southern Miss as well. Very talented, but it's just not coming together for Matt Wallner. He leads the league in strikeouts, and it honestly just seems like he's kind of lost up at the plate sometimes. So with Matt Wallner, I don't know necessarily what the ultimate plan for him is. He's kind of in a moment where he needs to prove it. And to be honest, the clock's kind of ticking. He's a little bit older than Royce. And honestly, I could see the Twins possibly cutting ties with him after this season if it doesn't go well. Now, he's getting plenty of opportunities to play. He's in the starting lineup most nights. He's kind of their de facto right fielder right now, so the opportunities are there. But we need Paul Bunyan to start swinging that axe and making some contact on those trees, because right now he is chasing and missing quite a bit. But the power is there. The potential's there. We see it. Great power hitter, but the big thing is he's just got to make contact. So if you could not gather my tone there, a little down on Royce Lewis and Matt Wallner. However, I do want to shed some light on some other guys who are core players that definitely have an opportunity to not only prove themselves, but continue building on positive momentum. Brooks Lee. Brooks Lee was one of the top prospects in the Twins organization, a stud in college out at Cal Poly, top 10 draft pick, and was basically sketched in to be the Twins' everyday shortstop, second baseman, wherever they can fit him in. He's a great switch hitting player and has an opportunity to really cement himself in the future plans of this team. And to be honest, it's been a few years of struggle. There's been some high moments for Brooks in the past. Last year had that great hitting streak, but ultimately kind of floundered down the stretch. He got off to a slow start in the first couple weeks of April this year, but boy, is he back. Brooks Lee right now is one of the hottest hitting players on this team. And if he is going to solidify himself as a player that the Twins can rely on long term, he needs to keep this up. I mean, we saw him this past weekend in Tampa batting leadoff. This is a guy who was sinking at the bottom of the order at the beginning of the season. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's getting extra reps with the hitting coach. Whatever the case may be, Brooks has got to keep it up, and he's doing a great job right now. So shout out to Brooks Lee. Also want to shed a little light on the pitching. The pitching coming into the season, we knew this was going to be the strong suit for the Minnesota Twins. Before Pablo Lopez got hurt, that kind of took them down a notch, right? You had to rely on veteran guys like Joe Ryan, Bailey Ober. But it's kind of starting to show that the trade deadline last year might not have been a total wash. We've had guys like Taj Bradley step up and become one of the best pitchers in the American League. He's leading the team in wins above replacement right now. He continuously goes out and proves his worth. And he, by all means, has solidified himself as a top of the rotation guy for the Minnesota Twins. As long as Joe Ryan's there, he will be the number 2. But I can see a scenario where he works out and is the number 1 pitcher coming into next season or even post-deadline this year. I know I'm running out of time here a little bit, but I just also want to give a shout out to Toma, Wisconsin's own Connor Prelip. Prelip is one of the Twins' top pitching prospects. He's come up in the last couple weeks, made a few starts, and looks pretty good. He's the first left-handed pitcher the Twins have had in a couple years, and he's establishing himself as a real threat on the mound. So those are guys to keep a look out for here as we navigate on through baseball season. Again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. We've got a few months to go. We're only a month in. But if you're looking for some reason to be excited about the Twins, I definitely recommend looking at guys like Taj Bradley, Connor Prelip, the evolution of Brooks Lee, and maybe a little sprinkle in there of guys like Austin Martin, who's playing really well. All right, that is my first edition of what was once called Hunter's Headlines. Now it just might be whatever I feel like talking about. Hope you enjoyed, and go Twins.